up, y'all? Coach Jordan here. Y'all, so today we're gonna make a beehive grapevine. I found this super cute sign. This says, "Welcome to our hive." This did come from decoexchange.com. I absolutely love this sign. I'm using a color that you normally wouldn't use with the bee sign. And I found this really pretty yellow ribbon that has bees and some daisies on it. But then I also found this really pretty blue and white gingham print ribbon that has bees and daisies on it. I was like, those two have to go together. Now we are gonna make a grapevine wreath and we're gonna do a half bow. So I love to use the half bows because it allows me to really make a bow and pack a punch without using a lot of product. But first, y'all, I want to attach my mounting square to my metal sign. This is metal. I am using the DAP Rapid Fuse. Just putting a drop right there on there. I'm going to apply that mounting square. And y'all, we're going to just set that off to the side and we're going to let it just dry, okay? So when I'm talking about a half bow, it's really just loops and some tails. Okay, so I am going to make some tails. Make a loop, pinch and twist. Now I'm going to get you that measurement of that loop right here in a second after I cut this. So that loop was first 9 inches. Okay, so then I want to bring in that cobalt blue. Make a tail. Pinch. I'm going to measure out the 9 inches again. Pinch and twist. And we're just going to make a tail. Okay, so now I'm going to use those two. I'm going to put those off to the side. I'm going to bring in this solid yellow faux burlap. I'm going to make our tail, which is going to be about 10 inches again. Another 10-inch tail. Pinch. So now we're going to bring in a 10-inch loop. Pinch and twist. Make my tail. Bring in my blue bee and daisy ribbon. Make a tail. Pinch and twist. Okay. So this is what we have so far. We have our bow that looks just like this, and now we're gonna add in our 2.5-inch ribbon, which is our bee ribbon. Making tail. And now we're going to go up to 11-inch loop. Okay, pinch and twist. That's exactly how I want that. And a zip tie. I'm attaching my pipe cleaner to the back, just like that. I'm going to get my zip tie and we're going to zip tie these all together. Okay, next I'm going to just trim that up and maneuver my tails around where I want them to go. And now I'm going to find a spot on my grapevine to attach that to. So I want to put it to my left hand side because the sign's going to go onto my right hand side. So I'm just going to wire this in with those pipe cleaners. And I go through the grapevine. I don't go around the grapevine. That allows for my mechanics to be hidden. Okay. I know if you've ever seen me make a wreath, y'all know I've always talked about hiding your mechanics. You always want to hide your wire, your stems. You want to make sure that your customer doesn't see any of that because they don't want to see any of that. They want to see the wreath. They want to see the finished product. So this is what we have so far with our tail. And I'm not going to cut these until after I've added all of my greenery. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to roll those up. So the greenery we're using today is SKU 61639. Y'all, this is one of my absolute favorite greeneries from Deco Exchange. And it really comes in 3 pieces. Okay, so you have 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it that one, and I'm going to cut it again. So we are going to get 3 pieces out of this. Normally, I am a whole stem person. If you've seen a lot of my videos before, you know I like to use the whole stem. But in this instance, I want to cut this up. Okay. So bringing in our first stem, I'm adding some hot glue. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that right down here underneath that bow. Manipulating my greenery. Okay. So now I'm going to just trim this stem up, and we're going to add it in to another part of that grapevine. Okay. So this is what I like to call greening my base. I want to make sure that I have a nice base of greenery before I start adding in any florals or picks or sprays, whatever it may be. I always want to make sure I have a nice base of greenery, and I really do have a nice base of greenery. That's what it looks like so far. Next, I want to add in 2 of probably one of my new favorite stems, 62692. But I absolutely love this stem. I chose yellow because I am using a lot of yellow. I should have probably chosen the blue, but y'all, that's okay. So I'm coming in through, and I'm just going to put some hot glue on that stem. Remember, y'all, you always want to make sure you fluff out your stems, because y'all, look at the big difference that those 2 stems have. This is the one that's fluffed out, and this is the one that's not fluffed out. Okay, so I'm coming in through that grapevine, adding that in just right there, and look how much fuller this already looks just by adding that one stem. Okay, so I'm making sure to fluff out my greenery. Next, I'm going to come through and I'm going to add this right underneath that bow to fill in that spot right there. Okay, so remember, y'all, I didn't even cut my ribbons, because I'm going to cut those towards the end. I'm going to cut those at the end. So I did pick out another greenery. This is 43242. I did pick this one out. I am going to add these in. Adding some glue. I'm going to start working in a diamond or half diamond or triangle pattern. Okay, so there's going to be 1. And y'all, this is a pushable, so you can move it up and down however you want to. If you want to keep it nice and airy, you can keep it like that. Or if you need something more compact looking, you can push it together to make that make that effect. Okay, so 1, 2. Like I said, I'm working in a diamond pattern or triangle pattern. We're gonna put in number 3. So coming on in, and we are just adding this greenery in, just to fill in some of those gaps that I have. Okay, and how this one's long, I want to make sure I play on that length, that I use that to my advantage. Putting in number 3 right up here. Okay, so y'all, look how pretty that's filled it up. Next, I'm going to add these 3 down to the bottom. Okay, so we're going to start off with my longer stem, which is this one. 1, 2, 3. got number 3. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to dovetail these ribbons now. Keeping some length on them. So that sign should be dried already. We are going to go ahead and attach this, and then we're going to add in our bees. And all I'm going to use is just 2 pipe cleaners. This one does have that sawtooth hanger up at the top, so that's what I'm going to use as well as the hanger. So I'm going to go ahead, and now I want to make sure that I'm adding my sign, but that I'm not covering up a lot of the words on it. I don't want to cover a lot of those words up. Pipe cleaner. And 2. Making sure that that's nice and secure in there. Like I've said, I go through the grapevine, not just around the grapevine, to really hide all my So now I want to just maneuver my ribbon around. And next, I'm going to add in this pick. But y'all, I really only chose this pick because I didn't want to use the glittery part of it. I just really want the bees. So we can always save those for another project. But I really just wanted the bees off of that stem. And that's what's so great about a lot of the stems at Decor Exchange. You can take them apart and you can use different bits and pieces for other projects. So these are wired. I'm going to go ahead and run some glue on them. Stick one right here. 1. And then 2. And then I'm going to put one down here coming down to the bottom. It's coming through the bottom. And y'all, that is our wreath. A super quick, easy, simple bumblebee welcome to our hive wreath. That's what it looks like. I couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. But I love the use of the half bow because it really looks like you made a really big, full, luscious bow, and you didn't. You just made a half bow, but the way it's tied in there and the greenery all the way around it, it makes it look like a half bow. Okay? So y'all, that's all for this one, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.